Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is a special day. It's the 2021 Northwest Sports Fanatics annual fantasy football draft with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. $ORION NWSF on the Cash App or the YouTube Super Chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is below every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram at NW Sports Fanatics. So we have about 15 minutes until this kicks off. We got a 10-man PPR league. I'm definitely very excited to see where this goes. I have the 5th pick in the draft. The champ from last year, Zini Panini, is drafting number 1 overall, and I have an idea of where she's probably going to go for that number 1 pick. I would be very surprised if she chooses anybody besides Christian McCaffrey, run CMC. So this will be very exciting to see what happens in this particular draft. I'm looking to be able to have a well-rounded squad. But as you know, with fantasy football, it's tough. Not everyone that knows football, watches football, reads football, that can be good at fantasy football. Sometimes there's a little bit of luck involved, but you have to have a solid draft to have any chance to be in the, playoffs with the final 4 out of the 10-man, woman, obviously, fantasy football draft that we're in. So I'm very excited to see where it plays out. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Tuesday. Hopefully you guys had a good holiday weekend. Your boy did. And like I said, this is going to be something where, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I got my eyes on a few different people, but as you know, with fantasy football, as soon as you have some type of, fucking strategy, that usually goes way out the door when you end up thinking, okay, I want this player. And then all of a sudden, someone will throw you a curveball. All right, you're like, okay, it's going to go running back, because we obviously know running backs are pretty thin. Tight ends are usually pretty thin. There's usually an abundance of quarterbacks and wide receivers, but sometimes, people get a little antsy and they want to end up grabbing their guys. Or sometimes people will end up grabbing someone that's on their team. They're quarterback, they're running back, they're wide receiver. But you have to be very careful not to have too many people, all right, on your team in the fantasy football draft, because you got to understand with the way that the buys work, you have too many people on the same buy, you're going to take an automatic L on that particular day. So, I mean, as long as you think that you can end up winning quite a few games, it's all about strategy, and I'm not really sure how this draft is going to play out. I know I'm going to end up drafting very well. I might draft a little bit different than I normally do, but like I said, I'm excited for the opportunity. I usually do my draft. Max Russell in the building, what to do? I usually do my draft a lot later. As you can see, we're 2 days away from kickoff. So I want to make sure, as far as people that get injured, J.K. Dobbins, the guys that get injured, Cam Akers, I don't want to pick those guys and do a draft like a lot of these other guys do, a lot earlier. So I'm going to wait to, maybe a week before kickoff. In this case, we have the holiday weekend. I had my Oregon Ducks. Obviously, with the Oregon Ducks, we squeaked out a win against Fresno State. I did the Ohio State game against Minnesota. Shiv in the building. What to do? Sup, bro? So I'm going to kind of show you guys my thought process, and we can watch it on the screen as well. And I can kind of maneuver the screen a couple different ways, where if you guys want to see it a little bit bigger, Jordan Rodriguez in the building. What to do? I can make it like this. I can make it like this. I can make it like this. So it all depends on where I want to go with the screen. Hopefully this draft goes as I want. Shepard Williams, congratulations on being one of the ones chosen in the draft. I'm glad to have you. And like I said, it's one of those things that I try to get some new people, some old people, and I tried to get some people that I felt that really wanted to be a part of this particular draft. There was a lot of people that I had to turn down, and I apologize. It is a 10-man league. It's PPR. Like I said, this is the 3rd annual fantasy football league, and not a lot of people get to see it on the screen. You do it on your phone. You do it on your computer. Zini Panini, the champ, is here. What to do? And like I said, my goal is to end up playing the champ from last year, Zini Panini, who's got the number 1 pick in the draft. That's who I'm looking to go against in the championship. 4 teams make the playoffs out of the 10. There's going to be some strategy involved. Obviously, I'm not going to put words in a Zini Panini's mouth, but if I had to bet $1 million that she goes for run CMC with the number 1 pick, just like pretty much anyone else would if they have the number 1 pick in the draft. It would make sense. We're playing PPR, even if you were playing standard. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, AK-41, Derrick Henry. Those are usually the consensus first 4 players. It depends if they're on your own team. It depends if you have a special feeling about a guy. You have to worry about maybe injuries and thinking if someone might get hurt. So there's a lot of factors that go involved. And I can tell you in the past, I've drafted multiple ways in the last, 3 to 4 years. I've drafted before running back, wide receiver. So that way I got my running backs, taken care of in the first couple rounds. I've done running back, wide receiver. So that way I don't wait too late and I still get some talent. I've also done wide receiver, running back. And the one that's probably the craziest, wide receiver, running back, ? And then the question mark is you can fill in the blank. It could be a tight end. It could be someone else. So it'll be interesting to see really where it goes, but I'm excited to maybe take some chances and be a little bit different. My strategies in years past, usually I end up getting in the top 3 every single year, but what it's about is it's about to be able to be the champ. It's about to be the champ. Shiv, I said, you've been denying me for 3 years now. Hey, like I said, next year, and like I said, you just shoot me an email as soon as I end up doing it, and I can get you in for next year. Like I said, I had a lot of people. There was hundreds of people that wanted to be in this. Like I said, I only have 10 people. Me and Zini Panini, she won it last year as a champ, right? So as far as like she being in it, I only had 8 spots. So it's nothing personal. You know what I mean? I had to draw names out of a hat, go through and send emails. So it was one of those things where, it took a little bit of time. And like I said, I didn't wait to the last minute to be able to do the drawing last year. I waited to the last minute to be able to do like the rearrange the order. And I ended up being the number 1 pick, and I didn't want the number 1 pick. So to be fair, I picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire, make him stare, Helaire. All right, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know I could have went run CMC, but I didn't want the number 1 pick. I think my normal pick would have been like, 3rd or 4th last year, but for whatever reason, it locked up and it wouldn't let me change. So that's why I picked Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I knew I probably wasn't going to win the league by doing that, but I just wanted to be fair about it. This year, I ended up drawing the names out of a hat. I'm somewhere between normally, it's a snake draft. So normally somewhere between 1 and 5 is preferred. But I'll tell you what, if you're drafting in this draft 6 through 10, it's not that bad. Trust me, because it's a snake draft. So if you end up drafting, somewhere between 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I don't mind being in that position. I've been in that position a lot. I normally don't get 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 when I draft. So think about it. So once it goes snake and you go 1 through 10, 10 gets back-to-back 10 and 11. So depending on who's left, you can still end up scooping up a solid running back and a stud wide receiver or wide receiver running back, and then it goes backwards. So just because you're at 9, then you end up getting the 2nd pick in the next round. So you pick very close to each other. And sometimes when you pick close to each other, you end up having a better draft than someone like me at 5 or maybe Zini Panini at 1. All right. So don't be discouraged if you end up getting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll come back to you. Right. So if Zini picks 1, right, if she picks 1, she's not going to get to pick until it comes back around 1 through 10. And then obviously 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then she gets to pick again. So with me, I'm at the 5th pick, so I'm going to have to wait. So sometimes when you pick 9th, 10th, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's not a bad thing. It just depends on who you pick. You got to pray that your guys don't get hurt. And then you have a little bit of luck with the fantasy football as well. So let me acknowledge everybody in the room. Max Russell in the building, what to do? Shiv in the building, what to do? Jordan Riguez in the building, what to do? Shepard wants a good draft. Damn right, I do too. Zini Panini, the champ, is in here. Shiv says, I've been waiting for 3 years. Hey, I'll get you in next year. Shepard's got the 4th pick going for the crown. Hey, it's hard to win in this. And like I said, Zini Panini, 2nd place the first year, 1st place last year. I think I've gotten 3rd 2 years in a row, and I usually do about 5,000 transactions, so you better bring your A game. When it ends up being the wire, I'm going to be up at 2 in the morning. I'm going to be the one that makes more transactions than anybody else. So believe that. So this is not going to be something where, I'm going to make 20 transactions or 50 transactions like the average person. I'm not even capping right now. I will make hundreds of transactions. My bench will be better than your starting lineup, more than likely, because I'm going to end up grinding it out, finding guys that get injured, replacing those guys. I really work hard on having a complete team, not just having the starting lineup, and that's big facts. Arsonius, pick number 9. Damn, this might be tough. Not really, because you pick 9th, they pick 10th, they pick 11th, and then you're up again. So you're going to get 2 really good pieces at 9 and then at 12. So don't be, bang, bang, Niner gang. Don't be too discouraged. I wouldn't mind actually. We can't trade, but number 9 ain't bad, bro. Like, I've actually won leagues, finishing at 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a 10-man league. Just because you have 1 through 5 don't mean shit. It's a snake league. All right. Memopolis in the building. He said, this is my first time. Hey, Zini Panini was 9th last year. So it all depends on who falls into your lap, and then you'll get people reaching. Memopolis, the main advice that I can give for you is, don't go for a quarterback too early. You got to look at the positions and the way that they're ranked. Like I said, obviously tight end and running back are pretty thin. There's a lot of wide receivers. There's a lot of quarterbacks. So if you end up fucking up and drafting a quarterback in the first round, the running backs and the wide receivers, the rest of your team will be thin. So there'll be people, I'm getting Patrick Mahomes with the first pick. You do that, the rest of your team is probably going to suck. So keep that in mind. Like, a lot of people love to go for, running backs and wide receivers within the first 3 to 4 rounds. And then, once you get your running backs and wide receivers out of the way, then if you want to look at quarterback or tight ends, that's traditionally what a lot of people do. But if you really like a guy in the second round, quarterback or a tight end, sometimes you just have to use your own knowledge, and you have to actually look at the lineup, look at the screen, look who's left and who's going to benefit you. And that's big facts. Panthers fan, bang, $5. My guy, appreciate you. Let me show you. Yeah, your fantasy league sucks without the 6-time fantasy champ, me. Keep pounding. Panthers are Super Bowl champs. Don't be surprised. Panthers fan, thank you, man. $5 for your boy. Appreciate you very, very much. Memopolis got 7. Yeah, don't be nervous. Zini Panini was new to it. I'll give you a few tips. But like I said, Memopolis, you can look on the screen. It'll show you what rank they are, the highest ranked players that are left at that particular time. The picks go fast, all right? You know what I mean? But the main thing I could probably give you is that most people in this draft will not pick a quarterback in the first round. So if you're thinking about picking a quarterback, you can do whatever you want, but most people don't pick quarterback till later. They usually want to rack up running backs and wide receivers, because you're going to play with 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex who could be a running back or wide receiver or tight end. You only have 1 quarterback that you can play. So if you pick a quarterback in the first round, by the time you go back to running backs and wide receivers, there might not be the same type of elite talent left. And that's just big facts. Let's see here. Memopolis, he said, I'm trying to calm down. Zini, Panini, Ryan Schreck. I'm winning this because I'm totally in this league. Zini, Panini, Orion be all over those waivers. I'm all over the waivers. Damn right. How's my team? Shiv says Brady, Justin Jefferson, Robert Woods, Henry, Eckler, Logan Thomas, Chris Carson, Flex, Greg the Leg, Cleveland defense. Nice, bro. That's not bad of a league right there. That's not that bad of a league right there. That's a decent team right here. 10-man league. Yeah. And I was going to do 12, but I wanted to do 10 so that way we can end up having some fun with this as well. Yeah, if you have research, that's good. Memopolis, you got to do a little bit of research, my guy. You got to do a little bit of research. Draft starts in a minute 25. Hopefully everyone hops into the room. Like I said, if you're not in the room while the draft goes, it's going to auto draft. The main reason I selected the people is obviously this is the draft. So if you fuck up and you forgot that today was the draft, it's going to probably auto draft for you, but I'm hoping that nobody ends up having the auto draft. I wanted everyone to be in the room. That's the whole point of having a draft. So, and that's big facts. Finley is I would take QBs in the second round after I choose a running back. Hey, you can do that, but sometimes you will. Have you ever won a fantasy football league doing that strategy though? Probably not. You might be able to if you like going for like those top end QBs, but I've found it very tough to win a fantasy football league if you take one in the first or second round. You can do it, but hey, it is what it is. Shepard knows. You got to get your running backs in the first couple rounds. You got to get them in the first couple rounds. Because the thing is, if you end up looking at the depth at running back after a round or two, it gets thin. You're really getting to some thin players, at that point where it's like you don't have the depth. Wide receivers, it goes on and on and on. But running backs and tight ends, it definitely gets thin. All right, we got 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And the draft is starting.
Best day of the year.
Woo!
Draft day.
Draft day, baby. Draft day. Draft day. Pokemon in the building. What it do? What it do? All right. All right. So on the clock is Zini Panini, number 1 pick in the draft. Obviously, she won the league last year, got second place the year before. She's the only female in the league, but don't let that female status, don't even doubt her for just a second. I gave her some tips year 1. She did a fantastic job. All right. Then after that, right, she pretty much went all out and did it all on her own. And to no surprise, we already know what's going on here with the pick history. All right. With the pick history, number 1 pick in the draft. Who is it? It's Run CMC. Okay. I see you. I see you with the Run CMC pick. I see you. On the clock. On the clock. Profit. I hope everyone ends up getting in the room at the proper time. It's going to be interesting, though. I might go for a normal strategy, a different strategy. Oh, man. All right, so we can go to Bird Gang right here. She got the Christian McCaffrey, if you can see that there on the screen. So she ended up going Christian McCaffrey with the first pick in the draft. Let's see what happens here with this next one. And like I said, if you are not in the room right now, shame on you. I mean, this is the draft right here. I chose you guys for a reason. You got to make sure. It looks like everyone is in the room. Like I said, we don't want anyone fucking auto drafting right now. All right. All right, everyone, good luck in the draft. I'm rooting for you. Hope everyone's having a good day. With the second pick, this should be a no-brainer. This should be Dalvin Cook or AK-41. Let's see where they go or if they decide to pick anybody. Zini Panini, that's my guy. I had to, and I already knew that. Boom. Second pick in the draft. Second pick in the draft. Oh, baby. All right. Let's take a look. McCaffrey. Dalvin Cook at 2. AK-41 at 3. Dirty Birds. What you gonna do? What you gonna do there? You got Saquon, you got Derrick Henry, you got Kelsey, you got Devontae Adams, Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler. Derrick Henry. Now I'm on the clock. What do I do? Do I do Saquon Barkley? He's kind of injury prone for me. So I don't know if he'll be able to stay healthy. Travis Kelce, that's a little high to pick a tight end, but I love Travis Kelce, and I wouldn't laugh at anyone that picked him in the first round. Same thing goes for Devontae Adams. As we look at Zeke, kind of injury prone. They lost an offensive lineman. They're going to go against my Bucks week 1. I don't know if I can trust him. Jonathan Taylor, I trust you, but this is PPR league. Austin Eckler, you're a PPR machine, but I can't really trust you're going to stay healthy. Aaron Jones, I kind of like him. Nick Chubb, I kind of like him. All right. So it's going to come down to either Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb, or Jonathan Taylor, or do I just go all crazy and I go for a Devontae Adams? Maybe someone that I normally never would go for. I want to go running backs. I want to go Aaron Jones or Nick Chubb, all right, or Jonathan Taylor. I want to be able to go for one of those 3 guys, right? But I think I'm going to end up going for going outside the box, and guess where I'm going? Devontae Adams. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in a long time. I'm going to go wide receiver, even though there's a lot of great running backs, but let's not take anyone for granted. If you end up looking at Devontae Adams, this motherfucker scored the most touchdowns last year. We got Aaron Rodgers coming back. All right. He can score 20, 30, 40 points. So if I take a running back that gets 10 or 20, what happens if Devontae Adams puts up a 40? That's like 2 players maxing out on elite status. Muzz Perp in the building. What to do? So, I gotta kind of mix it up a little bit, and I gotta be able to be a little unorthodox. And I normally would have, if I didn't pick Devontae Adams right there, I think I would have went for either Aaron Jones, or Nick Chubb. That's probably where I would have gone normally in any other normal year. But if you go back and look at his numbers from last year, will he duplicate those numbers? I'm not sure, but I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to end up getting Devontae Adams, and I'm going to go that particular route to start it off. So let's take a look at the picks. So we got Christian McCaffrey with Bird Gang, the champ from last year. We got Profit, Dalvin Cook. All right. Team hit, AK-41. All right. Dirty Birds went Henry, and that's all normal. I was the one that bucked the trend, and I'm not going to pick Zeke because I don't trust him. All right. Jonathan Taylor, Aaron Jones, Nick Chubb would have been good. All right. But I went outside the box, and I went for the best wide receiver in the draft. I went Devontae Adams. So now I got to really think about where I want to go next. Then after me, the Salamanders went Saquon Barkley. Okay. You went Saquon. You trust him. Memopolis, Austin Eckler, good pick. Your first draft, he's someone that is a PPR machine. So I don't blame you there. That is a good pick for you, Memopolis. Savage Gang. Let's see where Savage went. Savage looks like Savage is on the clock. All right, so where do you go right here, Savage? I don't you got good weapons that you can choose from. Travis Kelce. Hey, and guess what? If I wouldn't have went Devontae Adams in my draft, if I was drafting somewhere between 6 through 8, I probably would have did the Travis Kelce too. I mean, he is a machine, all right? And I've seen Kelce get picked in the second round a lot, right? In previous years. This is the first year where I think I've seen a lot of consensus. First pick, one of the first picks in the first round, somewhere between 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I went Adams, you went Kelce, Savage Gang, I feel you, and that's a good pick. Frisco Treats went Nick Chubb, good pick, I like that. And then Team BMO. All right, you're on the clock, my guy. Team BMO. All right, and I think you're going to, have back-to-back picks? If this is pick number 10, so you might be picking this pick and then another one if we're going into a snake draft. So, J.K. Dobbins owners, Finley, RIP. It's definitely going to be tough, and like I said, I can break down the screen like this. I can make it a little bit smaller. I'm not sure if that's really going to make a difference there. If you can look at it like this. You can look at it like this where you can see my face. I think that like this is good enough. You can pretty much still see it at that point. Justin Wills, he said, whoever picked CMC, well, the champ picked number 1, Zini Panini, and she went that route. So let's see here. Tim BMO. All right, BMO had back-to-back picks in the snake and did something miraculous. You went Aaron Jones. Who Aaron Jones? One of my favorites in the league. I absolutely love him. Green Bay Packer. I got the other guy, Devontae Adams. And then you went Diggs at wide receiver. So do you see picking at 10 isn't necessarily a bad thing? You just scooped up 2 of the studs that are in fantasy football. So don't ever let anyone tell you when you draft at like 8, 9, 10 that it's a bad thing. Picking at 10, you can still win a fantasy football championship. And that's an amazing 2 picks right there. I applaud you, BMO. Great job right there, man. Great fucking job. All right. Let's see where it goes now. Goes back to Frisco Treats. Frisco Treats went Mark Andrews. Interesting. So people are really going towards the tight ends there. Okay, I see you. Savage Gang. All right, you're on the clock. You went Kelce. Interesting that you went for Mark Andrews so high after Kelce went off the board. But like I said, sometimes people want their guys. They want their guys. And that's big facts. Make sure everyone is active in the chat, and make sure you guys are talking to each other. Anything that you see that, that you would have picked or any kind of interaction you want to have with us. I'm multitasking, looking at NFL Network. I'm watching myself on the screen. I'm looking at what everyone else is picking here. And like I said, I appreciate every single one of y'all hopping in. And like I said, I was able to figure out how to pop it on the screen because I wanted you guys to, kind of enjoy this particular moment with me. All right, Savage, you're on the clock. He went Zeke Elliott, but I can tell you didn't want Zeke Elliott because you waited all the way down to like 10 seconds left to grab Zeke Elliott, but I don't blame you. I mean, sometimes you gotta go for those running backs, I feel you. All right, Team Memopolis. All right, went Tyreek the Freak Hill and Austin Eckler, great pick. Salamanders, you're up on the clock right now. You went Saquon Barkley. And now you are up. You can go a number of different directions with the talent that is on the board. All right. Where will you go? You got Saquon Barkley. So now you just got to be able to add to it. And fantasy football, it gets stressful. If fantasy football gets stressful, anyone that's ever done a fantasy football draft, it's not all like, oh, I'm having so much fun. Like, there's a little bit of pressure involved. You want to make sure you have a good draft. You want to be competitive. There's nothing that anyone has done so far that I think is crazy. Kelce going in the first round, not a surprise. I mean, if I was drafting a little bit lower, I would have definitely considered him. But like I said, my main guys I was looking at was Aaron Jones. Who Aaron Jones? Nick Chubb. And then obviously I was looking at Devontae Adams. And if I was drafting a couple spots lower than 5, I would have went Travis Kelce also. So shout out to everyone in the building. All right. Jonathan Taylor and Saquon Barkley, you went heavy right there. So I already picked Devontae Adams. Now you can see I got a plethora of great players left. I got Antonio Gibson, who's going to be a fucking stud. Najee Harris. You left me Najee Harris. Thank you. That's probably where I'm going to go. DeAndre Hopkins, I already got. Devontae Adams, Ridley, Metcalf, Brown, Jefferson, Mixon, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. So you got some guys there a little bit lower, all right? But you know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go for the guy that I believe in, and I'm going to go Najee Harris. Oh, baby. Let's go. Your boy. So Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor for the Salamanders. Northwest Sports Fanatics got Najee Harris and Devontae Adams. Like that, man. I didn't think he would be there. Dirty Birds, you're up. You got Derrick Henry. Where will you go? And you got some great players here. All right. You got some great players left. You got Gibson. You got Hopkins. Ridley, who's going to have a breakout year. You got DK Metcalf, who's a stud. A.J. Brown, who's a stud. Jefferson, who's a stud. Mixon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who should definitely improve this season and have a better year. You got Waller, Scary Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson, CeeDee Lamb, Kittle. I mean, you got a lot of great talent that's still on the board. Montgomery, James Robinson. I'm very interested to see on where it goes. All right. Oh, Dirty Birds. Dirty Birds go Henry and then DeAndre Hopkins. Good pick. All right. Team hit. You're up. All right. Oh, Kamara and Gibson. So you went obviously for the running backs. I see you. Okay. Breed Profit. You're up. Justin Jefferson. Love it. Dalvin Cook and Jefferson. So you're definitely going for the whole Minnesota Viking vibe. But remember, when they have a bye, you might be fucked right there. All right. Bird Gang, the champ. All right. Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, you had Christian McCaffrey. You had the number one pick. Now, where do you go? Do you want to load up on a running back again with like Mixon and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or do you want to end up getting one of these stud wide receivers? You know, Ridley, Metcalf, A.J. Brown. I mean, Scary Terry McLaurin, Keenan Allen, Allen Robinson. I mean, you can't really go wrong on any of these players. It just depends on where you want to go. DK Metcalf. And guess what? You had DK last year. You trusted him. You had DK, Justin Jefferson. Ooh, DK and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay. Zini Panini with the first pick. I see you. McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and DK Metcalf. I like it. You guys are doing a great job so far. All right, different breed. All right, he went Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and then picked up Darren Waller. Okay, I see you. Team hit. You got AK-41 and Antonio Gibson from the Washington football team. Where will you go next? It'll be interesting to see. Will you go for another? Well, you got running backs already, so you need to more than likely go for a wide receiver. You have to look at something. So now you go to A.J. Brown. Okay, I like that. Good pick so far. Dirty Birds, you're up. All right, so you got, let's see, Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins. Where will you go next in your particular draft? I'm interested to see where you go. And depending on where I go, I'm very interested to see who's going to be left for your boy. All right. Oh, you went Calvin Ridley. Great choice. All right, so now I'm up. All right, so I got Najee Harris and Devontae Adams. So now I can either go for a James Robinson, a Joe Mixon type of player, or I can add another wide receiver. I can go that particular route. Definitely would be exciting to go for those positions. Tight ends have been going on a little bit of a run, so I can end up going that route as well. I can end up going for a Kittle or a Pitts or something of that nature. I can definitely go that route. Let's see. Where do I want to go? You made me do it. Patrick Mahomes. You left me there. Like I said, I normally would have picked another quarterback a little bit later. It would have been Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes, tight end or wide receiver. Your boy, Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, Devontae Adams. And normally I'll pick a quarterback in the 4th round and beyond. But hey, you know, when you want your guy and you think that maybe they're going to go to the Super Bowl this year, playing against my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, can you go not wrong with Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, and Devontae Adams? My team's looking pretty good. All right, my team is looking pretty good. All right, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, and CeeDee Lamb. Okay, I see you there. I see you. Memopolis is up. Austin Eckler, Tyreek the Freak Hill, George Kittle. Okay, I see you. Savage Gang, Zeke Elliott, Travis Kelce. Savage Gang is on the clock. Where are you going to go? Sometimes, you know, you have to end up taking certain players, that it just speaks to you. You know what I mean? There's quite a few guys that I really, really do love in this draft. And like I said, it all depends on what happens, who falls to you, who's there. And like I said, you want to make sure you have some depth. Savage Gang's really thinking hard. All right. I can already tell right now. All right. You got Zeke Elliott. You got Kelsey. So your tight end position is done. All right. David Montgomery. There you go. You ended up getting another running back. Good man. I see you. It's all about maximizing the points that you're going to get. All right. Frisco Treats. Ended up Nick Chubb, Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews. Okay. I see you. Team BMO. You got Aaron Jones. Who? Aaron Jones and Stephon Diggs. So let's see where you end up going on the clock next. So it'll be very interesting to see on where people go. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Tuesday. It's the Northwest Sports Fanatics 3rd annual fantasy football draft. 10-man plus 1 woman, 9-man, 1 woman, PPR. Like I said, this is for all the marbles. There will be prizes at the end of the season. 4 teams make it. And like I said, it gives you kind of an idea of the brainchild on how I think and how some of the other fans think when they're doing fantasy football. I'm very excited to see where everything else plays out. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash the fucking like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can, either on here, patreon.com, Cash App, $ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat. And if you're looking for merch, Northwest Sports Fanatic merch, link is for every video on the YouTube page. Follow me, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, NW Sports Fanatic. So BMO went Aaron Jones, Stephon Diggs, and then mix him. So now your running backs are looking solid. Now, BMO, where are you going next? You got back-to-back picks. So now you got to really think, where else do you need to fill? Where else would you go? That's the question. Where are you going to go? Plenty of pieces to fill in. Where will you go? Where will you go? I'm excited to see where this all plays out. Man, oh man. And like I said, I'm doing this draft a little bit different than normal, right? Normally, I wouldn't have picked Patrick Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Kyler or a Lamar. I wouldn't have went that route until normally after round 4. But sometimes when you have a feeling, you have a feeling. And depending on what falls into your lap, you got to do what you got to do. And I'm definitely excited about my picks so far. TJ Hawkinson, all right, the tight end position. Okay, I see you. All right, Savage Gang's going back up now with the picks. All right, Frisco Treats went Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, Mostert. Okay, because you obviously like the San Francisco 49er players. Mostert, obviously having that, San Francisco connection. Savage Gang back on the clock. You got Zeke Elliott, you got Montgomery, and you got Kelsey. And I'll follow as the draft is going. I got to multitask, but I'll follow it the best that I can. As soon as I see it on the board, I'm picking. I'm watching you guys in the chat. I'm watching NFL Network, and I'm doing my thing. All right. I'm on the clock here pretty soon in 3 picks. We got Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, and Travis Kelsey. I can tell Savage Gang is the one that's thinking the most because he's taking the longest to go through his picks. It's definitely a very big thing right here. Obviously, right now, if I'm Savage, you got to go wide receiver, my guy. Scary Terry, Keenan Allen, Al Robinson, any of those 3, Mike Evans, you can pick any of those guys. That would be money for your squad. If you haven't watched Scary Terry McLaurin play, he's going to be amazing this year. Keenan Allen, a stud, the best route runner in football. So there we go. And he decided to go for Allen Robinson the second. Great pick, my guy. Great pick. I know you thought about that one for a while. All right, Memopolis is on the clock. You got Kittle. You got Tyreek to Freak Hill, and you got Austin Eckler. All right, where will you go? Josh Allen. Okay, there you go, because I was waiting for someone else to go that next route and to do that. So Team Memopolis went Josh Allen. All right. Red Salamander, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, and Scary Terry McLaurin. Okay, and then let's go to the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, Devontae Adams. Where do I want to go next? That is a great question. There's plenty of wide receiver depth, so I can go a number of ways. Let's see here. I see what's going on. Tight end position is starting to get eaten up a little bit, but that's fine. I'm already getting a lot of points on my Mahomes, Najee Harris, and Devontae Adams. So I can go Keenan Allen or Mike Evans to pair up. I can go definitely that route as well. or I can end up getting someone that's a sleeper in the draft, like a James Robinson, because I know James Robinson is a fucking sleeper. A lot of people don't realize how good James Robinson is. I like him. Chris Carson, Josh Jacobs is there. The running backs are going to start getting thin after this, so it's going to come down to either James Robinson or possibly a Keenan Allen or Mike Evans. So the smart pick at this point is to go for the running back and to pick my guy. I'm going to be going for my guy, James Robinson. That's where I'm going to go. Draft him. Bang. All right. I got him. So now I got Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris. I got James Robinson. And obviously we know some of the injuries that they've had, all right, with the running back position down there in Jacksonville, ETN. So I'm happy with that particular pick. Devontae Adams, Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson. I still ended up getting two good running backs. Devontae Adams, the number one wide receiver and the number one quarterback. I think I'm doing a pretty fucking good job so far. Tight end position is going to be a little bit thinner, but that's okay, for who I got in return. All right, so now Dirty Birds are on the clock. All right, you got Ridley, Hopkins, Henry, and then deciding where you go. Birdman in the building. Let me acknowledge everyone here real quickly as I go through the chat. Arsonius, Memopolis, Panthers fan, Zini Panini, Shiv, Memopolis, Finley, Ryan Schrick, NC Jolly, Pokemon, Justin Wills, Calfex, Dylan Rona, Muzz Perp in the building. What to do? Shepard Williams in the building. Panthers fan in the building. Appreciate all you guys in the building. All right. Muzz Perp. Birdman in the building. Birdman in the building. What to do? What to do? Let's go. Dirty Birds. Dirty Birds. Henry, Sanders, Hopkins, and Ridley. Okay. Next up, team hit. AK-41, Gibson, and AJ Brown. And obviously, you guys can vote at the end on who you think has the best team in fantasy football. Ryan Schrick in the building. What to do, my guy? Had to get my Patrick Mahomes for you. I had to do it. Message from a Golden Eagle. What up, Orion in the NWSF? All right, we got a snake draft, 10-man, PPR. The draft has been wild. Nothing too crazy out of the ordinary. Normally, I pick tight end, within the first couple rounds. Tight end went pretty quick. Kelsey went first round. So I had to kind of go outside the box. Normally, I pick running back. My first two picks, 90% of the time in my drafts, I decided to go fucking Devontae Adams and switch it up. And then obviously I ended up getting Najee Harris as my RB1, and I think he's going to be great. And then Mahomes, I was going to go Mahomes or Josh Allen, but I love me some Mahomes, and I think it's going to be Chiefs and Bucks in the Super Bowl. So why not? All right, let's go here. All right, so team hit. AK-41, Gibson, AJ Brown, and Keenan Allen. Great pick. I would have went Keenan Allen if I didn't go James Robinson. All right, profits on the clock. You got Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Darren Waller, Raiders in the building. Okay. I see you. Where will you go? Where will profit go? Still got holes on a few different spots there. We're already on round 5. All right. So you got Justin Herbert, my man. I love me some Justin Herbert. Okay. Different breed. I see you. All right. BG, Bird Gang, Run CMC, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DK Metcalf. Where are you going next? Where are you going next, champ? Zini Panini, the champ this season. Where are you going to go? And sometimes when you end up having a draft, you're not going to have a strong 9 pieces. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, defense, kicker. You're going to have some weaknesses, in your starting lineup. But if you can have 8 solid spots, out of 9 or 7 out of 9, that's really what you're going for. You're not going to have, amazing players on every spot just because the limited availability of tight ends and running backs. And that's big facts. All right. So Kyler Murray and Robert Woods. Okay. You got my quarterback from last season. Okay. I see you. Profit on the building. Herbert, Cook, Justin Jefferson, Mike Evans. Okay. Team hit. You got Mike Evans with that pick. All right. I see you. We got AK-41, Gibson, Antonio Gibson, AJ Brown, and Keenan Allen. So you're looking at a quarterback, tight end, or a flex option. So you can decide on where you want to go there. And obviously, I try not to pick too many Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and me being a Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan, just because you don't want your loyalty for your team to make a decision for you. So I normally never pick players for my team, or I do, maybe 1 or 2, maybe. It just really depends. Okay, you got Edwards on the clock. Okay, I see you. Dirty Birds on the clock. Henry, Sanders, Hopkins, Ridley. Where will you go next? This will be interesting to see on where people go with this particular lineup. Where will you go? Dirty Birds. You are on the clock. You have Derrick Henry. You got Miles Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, and Calvin Ridley. You are on the clock. Where will you go? Dirty Birds, 50 seconds. It's a tough decision sometimes, depending on where you want to go, depending on what kind of depth that you want. Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley. Where will you go? Appreciate every single one of y'all hanging out with your boy in the building. Oh, yeah, AEW for life, man. CM Punk, fucking Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. Oh, Lamar Jackson got picked by the Dirty Birds. All right, so let's take a look at the best draft so far. Not to toot my own horn, but let's take a look. Let's look at the best draft so far. Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams. Where do I go here? Where do I go here? Do I end up going for another running back like Carson and just add another stud to the lineup? I could definitely go that route. Let's take a look at tight end. All right, it's looking a little thin right here. I can definitely get one of these tight ends a little bit later. Do I want to go that particular route? All right, you got Amari Cooper, not really my kind of guy. Swift, injury prone. Carson's injury prone as well. I like Thielen. That could be a great number, 2 wide receiver for me. Lockett, Godwin. There's some good pieces still here. Let's see here. Even Josh Jacobs scrolling down a little bit further along. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? And obviously you want to have some good depth there at the position. Let's see. Where do I really want to go? Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams. And then let's look. All right, let's go for some depth. And we'll go Chris Carson. Bang! For my flex. Najee Harris, James Robinson, and Carson. I can get another wide receiver to pair up with Devontae Adams, but the running backs will dry up sooner than later. So I like that. Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Chris Carson. Your boy is having the best draft so far out of anybody. Am I or am I not? Is there anyone else's draft that's better than that so far? You let me know. You let me know. All right. Next up. Red Salamanders, Dak Prescott. Okay. Prescott, Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Scary Terry McLaurin. Memopolis is next up. What you got? You got Josh Allen, Eckler, Tyreek DeFreak, and George Kittle. Okay. See you. I see you. I see you. Where will they go? Memopolis. Where will you go? Josh Allen. And that would have been the quarterback that I would have selected if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes. So, that's where I would have gone. Yeah, Jacobs is a little bit lower than people anticipated. He was a top 10 running back. He is going to be sharing some carries. But yeah, it is kind of crazy that they really disrespected Jacobs so low. And honestly, I wouldn't have mind of grabbing him at that spot between him and Carson. Carson gets kind of banged up. But I mean, if you're looking at my depth with James Robinson, Najee Harris, and Carson, I probably have the 3 best running backs as far as, and I got Devontae Adams and Mahomes, best quarterback, best wide receiver. I mean, I'm looking pretty good right now. Tight end is going to be a little thin, but I'll still find something. You know what I mean? And wide receivers, it is what it is. Let's see here. Memopolis went Josh Jacobs. Okay. Savage Gang, Zeke Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Julio Jones. Okay. Savage went Julio Jones. Frisco Treats then ended up going with Chase Claypool. Interesting. Okay. I see you. Team BMO is up now. All right. You have Aaron Jones. Who Aaron Jones? You got Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, and TJ Hawkinson. And as you can see, fantasy football, there is a strategy involved. Just because you know football doesn't mean you're going to have the best draft. And just because if I'm graded in a draft doesn't mean I'm going to win. Like I said, you just want to be able to do what suits you the best with all the reading and the film study. Najee Harris, to me, could be risky because the offensive line is a little shaky, but Big Ben seems like he's back on point. You got Juju, Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson. Najee, if you watch him in preseason, he's a beast. So, I mean, I went Clyde Edwards-Helaire last year. I don't have a problem taking rookies. Jonathan Taylor was a beast last year. You know what I mean? Justin Jefferson was a beast at wide receiver. So I'm not too worried about that, going that particular route. So you got Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, TJ Hawkinson. BMO is on the clock. Where are you going to go? You got Amari Cooper. You got Swift. You got Thielen, Lockett. Tyler, get to the door and Lockett, Godwin. You got Cooper Kupp, Deontay Johnson, DJ Moore, very underrated. Let's see here. Russell Wilson. All right, BMO, finally get your quarterback on the board. I like it. Okay. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Diggs, TJ Hawkinson. DJ Moore's not going to get picked up just yet. Justin Wells, I know you're a Panther fan. I love them, right? You know what I mean? But this is fantasy football, so not everyone follows the Panthers as much as you or me. And that's a big fact. But I love them, man. Let's see here. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Hawkinson. BMO is still on the clock with a back-to-back pick. Went Russell Wilson. Where will they go? You got to take rookies in fantasy. If you don't take rookies in fantasy, sometimes you end up missing out. Sometimes you got to take a chance, on a rookie running back or wide receiver. I mean, I really like J.C. Horn. I like, Patrick Surtain the second, but those are on defense. Micah Parsons, can't pick them. So, all right, where's BMO going to go? You got 30 seconds, my guy. Got wide receiver or a flex? Decisions. Amari Cooper, DeAndre Swift, Thielen, Lockett, Godwin, Kupp. And he went Cooper Kupp. Okay. So as you can see, that's BMO's team right there. All right. Now it's going to go back up. Frisco Treats has been holding off at wide receiver and quarterback. Got Nick Chubb, Mostert, Chase Claypool, Mark Andrews, and Kyle Pitts. Okay. You had the double tight end set. You went up on that. Okay. I see you. I do see you. We're in round 6 right now. Let's see where they go. Nick Chubb, Mostert, Aaron Rodgers. Nice. You ended up getting a quarterback. You waited a little bit later. Good quarterback right there. I like that. Frisco Treats. Nice. All right. Now we got Savage Gang, the person that's taken the longest in the draft. Very thorough. Tom Brady. Okay, you picked my guy. Okay, I see you. Tom Brady. All right, Savage Gang. Team Memopolis. You got Josh Allen, Eckler, Jacobs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, George Kittle. All right. Where will you go? It'll be interesting to see where you go. Those are the positions left that are pretty much the ranking for all the positions. You're on the clock. Memopolis, Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, George Kittle. Pretty nice squad right there. I mean, it just depends if guys can stay healthy. And that's the big thing. Well, all of our fantasy rosters, we just need to stay healthy. Sometimes when you have a guy that doesn't stay healthy, you're fucked, And like I remember I had George Kittle last year. That fucked me. A year before Saquon Barkley. So, I'm not wishing injuries on anyone. Okay. Antonio Brown. Interesting. I'm not sure if I would have went Antonio Brown right there, but obviously you believe in him. Okay. He's a third option wide receiver, but I do think my Bucks are going to make the Super Bowl. So we'll have to see on where that goes. All right. We got Red Salamanders on the clock. And you got Dak Prescott, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, who I absolutely love. Scary Terry McLaurin, I love too as well. And Adam Thielen. Okay. And then we'll go to the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, and Chris Carson. So now at this point, let's take a look on what I got here and where I want to go. At this point, I could go for a Chris Godwin just because he's on my team. I can go that definite route, and that would be nice. I can go Tyler, get to the door and lock it. I can go that route as well. Who's money? And let's look at the tight end position as well. Obviously, it's getting a little bit thinner, but I can end up addressing that a little bit later. Jonnu Smith was a sleeper. Goddard's there. You got Tanyan, Fant, Logan Thomas, so I could still go that route. So I'm thinking at this point, when you're looking at the different positions and what they have available. Let's take a look here. Let's get some more depth here. Where do we want to go? I can end up going for some more depth here, and I can go for one of those positions there. We can go for another wide receiver. Wide receivers are still looking pretty good as well. Let's see here. Where do I want to go? Godwin, Lockett, or another player. Let's go for Let's go for my guy. Let's go for my guy, Chris Godwin. Let's have a Buccaneer on the team. All right, Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, and let's go Chris Godwin. All right, I think Chris Godwin, Tyler Lockett, they're all good there. I like how the roster is stacking up. All right, Dirty Birds, you're on the clock. And normally I wouldn't have picked Chris Godwin in that particular circumstance, but it is what it is. Yeah, you can say that, but look at the rest of the roster. I mean, I could have went a lot later, but I already got Devontae Adams. I got Najee Harris, James Robinson. I got Godwin, Carson. I don't have any weaknesses in the lineup. So you can say I went too high for Mahomes, but if I think that he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks, everyone's got a perception on it. So I finished third or better every single year, so I think I know what I'm talking about. All right. I mean, if you go back and look at my roster compared to everyone else's, mine is top 2 so far in my eyes. If you look at everyone's roster top to bottom, a lot of rosters are very, very good though. All right, Dirty Birds, you're on the clock. Lamar Jackson, Henry, Sanders, Hopkins, Ridley. Yeah, and I would have picked, like I said, I normally pick a quarterback 4th round or later, and I would have went maybe a Mahomes or a Josh Allen, but sometimes, you just have a feeling and you want to have a guy that you can feel confident in, because ultimately you want to be able to put up a lot of points, right? You want to put up 20 to 40 points with a wide receiver, a quarterback, a running back. You want those big numbers. You're trying to hit 100 every week or more, right? So with Mahomes, I could hit 20 or 30. Devontae Adams, I could hit 20 to 40. So right there, I could potentially have 60 points out of 2 guys. So taking Mahomes too early, no, I don't think so. Okay. All right, team hits on the clock. AK-41, Gibson, Brown, Keenan Allen. You got Edwards there. I see you. And fantasy's fun, you know what I mean? Everyone's got their own opinions on their teams and what they do. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the difference between Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, we'll see what the yards and the touchdowns are going to be. But usually you got to have a top 4 quarterback in most cases to end up making the playoffs. So last year I had Kyler, right? And then Zini Panini had Deshaun Watson. She ended up winning. Obviously, Rodgers had a better season than Mahomes, but you got to have a good quality team. All right, Profit, Ryan Tannehill. Nice. And I like Ryan Tannehill a lot. Team hit, Ryan Tannehill. Okay, I like it. Profit's up. Ryan Tannehill is my favorite quarterback. That's, not a superstar. So I think Tannehill is very, very underrated, and that's big facts. All right. Different breed, Herbert, Cook, Hunt, Jefferson, Evans, and Waller. All right, Bird Gang. Let me go to Profit here. Waller, Evans, Jefferson, Kareem Hunt. Nice pick. I would have went Kareem Hunt if I didn't pick Chris Godwin. That was the pick that I was looking at, to be honest. Just a little bit more depth. All right, Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who should have an amazing season this year with an improved offensive line, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, and then she went for the tight end, Logan Thomas, who's very underrated as well. Okay. I see you. Now you're still on the clock. Where will she go? Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Logan Thomas. And sometimes the names don't have to be the biggest, right? You just have to look at production. You have to look at targets. There's a lot of things that you look at other than just the big name status. Fantasy football isn't always about the names. It's about the production. So you have to be able to look really deep on some of those things as well. So, all right, where are you going to go? You picked Logan Thomas. You're still on the clock. What direction do you want to go? Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Logan Thomas. Excited to see where the rest of this draft really goes. I definitely did a lot of research. I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. I got off work a little bit early today with the trailers and everything. So, I've been doing a lot of research. Okay. Deontay Johnson had some problems with some drops. Hopefully that they can get that firmed up, as we go with Big Ben this season in 2021. Okay. I see you. All right, Profit. You're on the board. Now you got Justin Herbert. That's a 10-man league, PPR. Like I said, that's just what I've been doing the last 2 years. DJ Moore. All right, Panthers fans, you finally got it. DJ Moore gets selected. Yes, there we go. All right, team hits on the board. All right. Let's see where they go now. You got Ryan Tannehill, AK-41, Gibson, Brown, Keenan Allen, Noah Fant. Nice. Nice pick. Nice pick. All right, Dirty Birds is up. See where you go. I can always manufacture a tight end as long as the rest of my team is good. There's always injuries, so I can always manufacture someone that can step up and get some, I only need to get 8, 9, 10 points out of my tight end. So, I mean, unless you're getting Travis Kelce in the first round or Kittle or Waller or Andrews, but obviously if I end up getting the picks that I got, it is what it is. All right, you're on the clock, Dirty Birds. Where are you going to go? You got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, Robert Tonyan. Okay. All right, so let's take a look to see what we got here. We got, let's take a look at Orion's team here, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson. I still need a tight end, right? But I can get some more depth. I can get a Jonnu Smith or a Dallas Goedert. I could definitely go that route. We also have some great receivers still left on the board also. I see them. Let's take a look at the running back position too. I can get a little bit more depth there also. So I'm seeing what I have available there. Let's see here. Where do I want to go? And let's see here. And I'm going to go for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense because that's what I do. Thank you. Thank you. I can always get a tight end, but, defenses are very important in the fantasy football, and that's big facts. All right, Salamanders, and I could have went wide receiver. I could have went tight end. I could have went for another running back. But sometimes when you have players that you like at kicker, or if you have players on defense that you like, you start a trend. And just like when quarterbacks start going off the board, and sometimes you just need to get the ones that you like. And obviously, we're already in like the 8th round. So to pick a defense, a lot of people will wait and wait and wait. But sometimes if you wait too long, they go in a string and then you lose out. And then you don't get, maybe the ones that you want. So that's big facts. And some people might say that's a reach. That's a little bit early, to grab a defense. But what happens is like once a defense or a kicker or a position starts going, they go, and you might not be able to come back around and get the ones that you want. So that's facts. Red Salamanders on the board. All right, you got Dak Prescott. Oh, Amari Cooper. Good pick. Good pick. All right, Memopolis on the board. And everyone's got their own strategy, on how things go. It's better to be too early than too late. Once it's too late, you can't do nothing at that point. Dallas Goedert. Okay, I see you. All right, Savage Gang. Tom Brady, Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, and Travis Kelce. Okay. And like I said, everyone's got their own strategies on what they want to do, when they want to do it. You know what I mean? And like I said, I can always manufacture, tight ends and wide receivers and running backs on the wire. So sometimes, with certain spots, they're more important to me maybe than to others. But also, too, I finish in the top 3 every year. So I can't even tell you the last time I haven't finished in the top 3 or won a championship, got second place or third. So like I said, this is just kind of the way my brain works on how when I do my particular drafting. So, all right, Savage Gang is on the clock. Tom Brady, Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, Allen Robinson the second. Love him. Wish he would go to a better team that would have better options. But, Justin Fields and him will be kicking ass in Chicago this year. Possible wild card this year if they can get their shit together with that defense. Julio and Kelce. All right. Savage Gang, where will you go? Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk. Okay, I see you. All right. San Francisco Treats. You probably stole someone. Oh, Brandon Cooks. That was quick. Tim Bemo on the board. That was a fast. You probably wanted Ayuk for yourself, right? I figured that's probably what you wanted there, Frisco Treats, but he beat you to the punch. All right, Team Bemo is on the clock now. All right, so you got I'm never scared, Shiv. Get the fuck out of here, man. When I have hundreds of people, all right, asking to be into the 10-man draft, I can only do so many people. So never scared. Come on, man. Never. I appreciate the competition. You know what I mean? But not a lot of people will make 500 transactions in a year. And I guarantee you've never made 500 in a year. You know what I mean? A lot of people will make 20 to 50. I usually make hundreds in a season, especially on my bench as well. So Team BMO, Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, TJ Hawkinson, Ayuk. People say it all different ways. We know that. People on TV are crazy. Robbie Anderson. Nice. Okay. I see you at the flex. I see you. Robbie Anderson. All right, BMO, you got another pick on the clock. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones? Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, TJ Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson. Yeah, I know, Shiv. I mean, you want to go back and look at my last year's my fantasy and my transactions? Seriously, ask Zini Panini, Gannon. I literally made like hundreds of transactions. Like most people made like 20 to 50. I can't even remember how many I had. It was over 250 though. Like facts. All right, BMO, you're still on the clock. Where will you go, BMO? Ravens defense. Okay. BMO went defense after Orion went defense. I see you. San Francisco Treats. You on the clock? We're in round 8. Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, Mostert, Claypool, Cooks, Andrews, Kyle Pitts. Loaded up on the double tight end there, but obviously Pitts is pretty much like a wide receiver there, so I see you. Uh-oh, now the defenses are flying off the board. 49ers defense. Sometimes I start a trend. You know what I mean? It's like when you start something, and then, you got to go that particular route. All right, Savage. Savage is on the board. And like I said, I'm doing things kind of unorthodox, in this particular draft. Normally I go running back. You know what I mean? And I mixed it up. I ended up going Devontae Adams, number 1 pick, 5th pick overall. So, all right, Savage game. Gaskin. Okay. Memopolis on the board. Josh Allen, Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, Antonio Brown. Little early for Antonio, but if you like him, I mean, he might get some touchdowns this season. There's a good chance you get 3 guys over 1,000. Rams D. Okay. All right, Red Salamanders on the clock. Still a lot of talent left on the board. Okay, Jonnu Smith. All right, let's go do the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson, Bucks D. Let's see what is available. So let's see what we got available here. Chase Edmonds, Mike Davis. Got some running backs available. Let's take a look at the wide receivers. Still need a tight end. So at this point, I might go for a tight end, even though there's someone else that I probably would want to go for. Where would I want to go? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go?
Quick, make your pick.
All right, kicker out of the way. And normally I wouldn't go for kicker that soon, but sometimes you just got to get your guy, either Harrison Butker or Justin Tucker. Sometimes you just got to get your guy. I mean, I could have went for a tight end there, all right? But at the tight end position, you know, there's Gesicki, Higbee, you know, Hooper, Henry, Gronk. Those guys will still be around next time around. So at that point, all right, at that point, I'm going to go for the guys that I want, you know, the guys that I can rely on. You know what I mean? And sometimes going for defense and kicker, you go for them early. But if I know I'm going to get automatic 10 points with Tucker, Buccaneers D is going to be good for me. I could have went Buccaneers D and Steelers D. I almost tried to fuck you guys over and do that, but I'll take care of my kicker when I need to. So I can get my tight end and I can manufacture tight ends later. So I'm not worried about that. Let's go, baby. All right. Dirty Birds. Okay, I see you. Bills defense. All right, and then DeAndre Swift. All right, with team hit. And then Steelers defense. All right, which I could have went for if I didn't go for Tucker. I almost went back-to-back defense, Bucks and Steelers, but you know, I don't need to be that much of a dick. You know what I mean? All right, Butker, great kicker. Now, like I said, I would have went Butker or Justin Tucker. Those are usually the ones to go for. Good pick right there. Sometimes you just got to get those guys out of the way. And once you're out, past round, 7 or so, yeah, there's wide receivers that are still there. But if you have a number one of something that's still sitting there, number one defense, number one kicker, how long are you going to wait before that other guy grabs one? You know what I mean? All right. Bird Gang, I see you. Washington D. Okay. With Butker. Nice. Terrace Marshall Jr. Oh, you stole one from me. Nice one. Great pick right there. Team hit. I like that. Or actually, that was a Prophet that got Terrace Marshall. Okay. Team hit on the board. Broncos D. Okay. Dirty Birds. Where are you going to go? So once the defenses start going off the board or kickers, you always try to get number one as much as possible. You try to get number one, quarterback, number one wide receiver, number one, number two kicker, defense. And if you're not getting a number one, you're getting a solid piece, something that you can count on. And guys get hurt, so, it is what it is. But I always have a strategy doing my defense and kicker. I'm usually the one that starts the trend. I usually pick defense first, and then people do it, and then I usually will go kicker first, and then they know, once one goes off the board, then they're really going. All right, T. Higgins off the board. All right, let's take a look at the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Some people agree with my strategy, some not. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson, Bucks D. Tucker. My team's looking pretty fucking nice. All right, let's see here. Where do we want to go? Let's see what else is left. And with defense, and I already got a kicker. We got a couple wide receivers. Who do we want to go for next on the list? We can go for a wide receiver or a running back and get a little bit more depth on that roster as well. Where do we want to go? Let's see. Adams and Godwin. Where do I want to go? All right, I can go Jerry Jeudy. I like him possibly breaking out. That would be good. I mean, you got some pretty good players here. You got Galladay, Beckham, Juju, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy. I can go for a tight end. Let's go for a breakout player. Let's go for Jerry Jeudy. Sometimes you got to go for a guy that you believe in. All right, Jerry Jeudy. Getting a little bit of an extra depth on the roster. Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson, Buccaneers D, Tucker, and Jerry Jeudy. All right. I like it. Because once you end up going a certain pass, with tight ends, and a lot of the top ones are gone. I mean, I could have got one that pick before. But you're already on the back end, and I can already manufacture, 5 to 10 points there. So I'm not too worried about not having a tight end at this point. Most people would have done that. I got my kicker, I got my defense. So I was more concerned about getting those ones correct. And like I said, everyone's got their own strategy on where they go. So let's see here. Javonte Williams, okay. All right, Mimopoulos, you're on the board. Josh Allen, Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, Antonio Brown, not A.J. Brown, George Kittle, Goddard, Rams D, Rodrigo Blankenship with the goggles. Okay, I see you. San Francisco Treats, Tom Brady, Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, Kelsey, whatever you want to say, Yuck. There's, all these people. Colts D, Gaskin, where are you going to go? Ronald Jones, Rojo, Frisco Treats with the Rojo, and then the Colts D for Savage Gang. Okay, I see you. All right. Some surprise moves. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We got Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Diggs, Kupp, Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson, Ravens D. See where BMO goes next. And I might have broken my rule on, I had to get my Bucks D, though. You know what I mean? It's either them or Steelers D. That was going to be the 2 Ds that I was looking at. And then either Harrison Butker or Justin Tucker at kicker. So you just want to get automatic points. And if you can get, 8 out of 9, you know what I mean, where you feel good about it, and someone else can make up for maybe the tight end not getting to 10, and if they get 5 and they can make up for it, that's what you want. All right, Mike Davis. Okay, good pick. We're in round 10. All right, BMO, I see you. And like I said, with injuries, you can always, get some other guys on the wire and whatnot. So, all right, BMO, where are you at? Michael Thomas, a late pick that might end up paying dividends for you with Jameis Winston once he comes back. Okay, I like it. All right, Frisco Treats, you on the clock, my guy. All right, Frisco Treats, Cole Beasley, Savage Gang, William Fuller, Team Mimopoulos. Josh Allen, Eckler, Jacobs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, Antonio Brown, George Kittle, Goddard, Ramsey, Blankenship, and Dylan. All right, Salamanders. All right, Jamar Chase. All right, Mahomes, Harris, and James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson, Bucks, Justin Tucker, Jerry Jeudy. Okay. All right, let's see. Running back. Let's see. Where do I want to go? I got Harris. I got Robinson. Where do I want to go? Let's go Darrell Henderson. Let's get some more depth at the running back position. All right, Dirty Birds on the clock. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, Calvin Ridley, Tanyan, Lockett, Bills D, T. Higgins, and you're on the clock. Round 10 of 16. Thanks for everyone for hopping in the move and hanging out with your boy. Appreciate you guys very, very much. Love you and appreciate you. It's been exciting. We are moving quite along. Round 10 out of 16, and a lot of the teams are very solid. I mean, like I said, it just depends on, the depth that you have at running back and wide receiver, but there's many, many good teams, and I'll showcase all of them once we actually finish, the particular draft and what we look at. But I got my eye on a few other players still before this is over. All right, Dirty Birds, and then Chase, and then Jalen Hurts. Okay. Jalen Hurts. Okay, see you. All right, Jason Myers. Okay, nice. I see you. Got your kicker finally there. All right, BG, Bird Gang on the clock. Kyler Murray, Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Logan Thomas, Deontay Johnson, Washington D, Harrison Butker. Where will you go? Lots of wide receivers still left. Galladay, Odell, Juju, Cortland Sutton. Devontae Smith. You took my player. I was looking at him. I was gonna go that particular route. Great pick. You got at least a Philadelphia Eagle on your roster. There you go. Good job, Zini Panini. Great selection. That might be something that you could rotate in there over Robert Woods once he ends up getting a little bit more chemistry with the quarterback. All right, you're still on the clock for one more pick. Kenny Galladay, Odell, Juju, Cortland Sutton, Boyd, Laviska Shenault, Gallup. Still a lot of good names still left on the board. Tyler Boyd, avoid the Boyd. Okay. I see you. All right, team hit. Kenny Galladay, that was quick. All right, team hit with Kenny Galladay. And then Dirty Birds with Young Ho Koo. Love him. All right, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Where do I go? Oh, let's see here. Do I go Matthew Stafford? That sounds pretty nice. Hey, back up Patrick Mahomes. I can go there. I can go with the some Sony Michel, or Darrell Henderson, either one, depending on what they do. I can go that route. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Let's take a look at the defenses. Still got Browns D sitting up there looking pretty. Let's see. Mahomes, Harris, Robinson, Adams, Godwin, Carson, Judy, and Henderson. And then I am going to go for let's go Matthew Stafford. That way you got someone to back up my guy Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? We're going to need someone to go in there and get the job done. And maybe Matthew Stafford has a better matchup. Sometimes you need to end up getting another quarterback before it gets too late, so you don't get left with someone that you don't consider a great player. So I'm going to go Matthew Stafford. There we go. All right, Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson, Bucks D, Tucker, Jerry Jeudy, Henderson, Stafford. Okay. Corey Davis, selected by the Salamanders. Memopolis, you're up. Still a lot of great talent left on the board. And that's big facts. Trenton in the building, Sarah Small in the building, Zini Panini in the building, message from a Golden Eagle in the building, Shiv in the building, Arsonius in the building. I will have Precedent with me with some of the streams. I don't think he can make it for the first game. A couple of my Cowboys buddies, I think, are going to be a little bit busy with their kids. But like I said, I'm going to see if I can get a special guest to come with me for Thursday. If not, I can definitely do the game solo, no problem. All right, Memopolis, you're on the board. Hollywood Brown. Okay. All right. Savage Gang in the building. Tom Brady, Zeke, Montgomery, Robinson, Julio, Travis Kelce, Brandon, Ayuk, Colts, Gaskin, Fuller, Odell. Odell's off the board. All right. Frisco Treats. Still a lot of great talent on the board. We're in round 12, and we got a lot of great talent still on the board. Aaron Rodgers, Chubb, Mostert, Claypool, Cooks, Andrews, Pitts, 49ers D, Rojo, Beasley. No. I mean, we got way more names to go before that. That's for sure. Kenyon Drake selected. Frisco Treats. All right, BMO. You're up on the board. Russell Wilson. Aaron Jones. Who Aaron Jones? Joe Mixon, Diggs, Cup, Hawkinson, Anderson, Ravens D, Graham Gano, Davis, Michael Thomas. Okay. BMO still up on the board. All right, BMO, you still on the clock, my guy. BMO. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Diggs, Cup, Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson, Ravens D, Gano, Mike Davis, and Michael Thomas. Nice. I got my eye. I spy with my little eye a few more that I want to add to my roster. Trevor Lawrence. Interesting. He could end up having a rookie of the year type of season, possibly. All right, San Francisco Treats. You on the board? Lots of great talent left at the wide receiver position. A lot more than normal at this point. But like I said, there's a lot of other pieces that people are going to typically go for. Frisco Treats, where are you going to go? Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, Mostert, Claypool, Cooks, Andrews, Pitts, Niners D, Rojo, Beasley, Drake. Baker Mayfield. Interesting. Okay. All right, Savage Gang. You're on the clock. All right, Savage Gang. Tom Brady, Zeke, Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, Kelsey, Colts D, Gaskin, Fuller, Beckham. Round 12, not a whole lot of picks left. A couple more rounds. Trey Sermon. Okay, I see you. All right, Mimopolis on the board. Juju, Cortland Sutton, Laviska Shenault, Gallup, Debo, Marvin Jones, Shark. I mean, there's some good names on here still. Some good names still on here. Matt Ryan. Okay, got to get yourself another backup, someone that you can trust. All right, Salamanders, you're up. Dak Prescott, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, McLaurin, Jonnu Smith, Thielen, Cooper, Williams, Chase, and Corey Davis. Red Salamanders on the clock. Where will you go? Prescott, Barkley, Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Scary Terry McLaurin, Jonnu Smith, Thielen, Cooper, Williams, Chase, Leonard Fournette. All right, I'm on the clock. So let's take a look at the squad. I might end up going for the sleeper in the draft that no one has picked just yet. Someone that I believe in. Someone that I want to grab that I think. So I got Mahomes, Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Carson, Buxty, Tucker, Judy, Henderson, Stafford. And how about this guy? Let's go for him. All the way down here, Marquez Callaway. All right, how about it? All right, I'm a Bucs fan, but hey, guess what? I saw how he played. I can take him with a late pick, and we'll see what happens, with him down the road. I think a lot of y'all forgot about him. I think a lot of y'all forgot about him, that he was down there. I was waiting patiently. Your boy stole him. And if he ends up balling out with Jameis in the first part of the season, I might insert him in my starting lineup. Marquez Callaway, Nyland Saints. You feel me? That was the first steal of the draft so far. That's facts. Dirty Birds, Kirk Cousins, team hit. Yaseki. Profit, Zach Wilson. Nice. I would definitely think Zach Wilson could be a guy that could do that. All right, Bird Gang. Bird Gang, you're up. A couple more rounds left. Still a lot of great talent left. Juju and Sutton and Shenault, Gallup, Debo. Lots of wide receivers. Getting thinner at quarterback. All right, Bird Gang. All right, Damian Harris. Mecole Hardman. Austin Hooper. All right, Harrison Hooper there. Okay, I see you. Mecole Hardman. Juju. All right, I'm on the clock. Mahomes, Harris, Robinson, Adams, Godwin, Carson, Bucks, Judy, Henderson, Stafford, Callaway. All right, time to probably take a tight end, I would assume. Some wide receivers still good. All right, let's take a Tyler Higbee. Let's do it. Let's do it. Mahomes, Harris, Robinson, Adams, Godwin, Higbee, Carson, Bucks, Tucker, Judy, Henderson, Stafford, Callaway. It's going to be fun. I hope no one gets hurt. That's the main thing with fantasy football. You know, you don't want your guys to get hurt, but that's just a part of football. Laviska Shenault off the board like that pick. All right, Mimopolis. Team Mimopolis. Josh Allen, Eckler, Jacobs, Hill, Brown, Kittle, Goddard, Ramsey, Blankenship, Dillon, Brown, Matt Ryan. Michael Gallup. Okay. All right, Savage. Gage off the board. Frisco Treats. All right, we got Rodgers, Chubb, Mostert, Claypool, Cooks, Andrews, Pitts, Niners, Rojo, Beasley, Drake, Mayfield. Where are you going to go? We're getting closer. A couple more rounds left. I don't think anyone's going to grab Jameis Winston, even though he might do something. Ryan Suckup. All right, BMO, you on the board? Still a lot of talent left. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Diggs, Cup, Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson, Ravens D, Gano, Davis, Thomas, Lawrence. Okay. And normally I don't like to have my tight end position as thin, and wait as long as I did. But I feel with the other picks that I got, I can make up for, having a guy that maybe only hits 5 or 6 occasionally, in double digits, as long as your other guys are very, very strong. And sometimes that's what you got to do. BMO on the clock. All right, Patriots D. All right, BMO, where are you going? Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Mixon, Diggs, Cup, Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson, Ravens D, Gano, Davis, Thomas, Lawrence, Patriots D, Landry. Jarvis Landry from BMO. San Francisco Treats. Devontae Parker. Savage Gang. Joe Burrow. Nemopolis. You got Josh Allen, Eckler, Jacobs, Tyreek DeFreak Hill, Antonio Brown, George Kittle, Goddard, Ramsey, Blankenship, A.J. Dillon, Hollywood Brown, Matt Ryan, Gallup. Debo Samuel still on the board, Marvin Jones, Shark, Samuel, Mike Williams, Sony Michel, Jalen Waddle, Henry Ruggs, James Conner. So some players still on the board. That's facts. Zach Ertz being selected by Team Emopolis. All right, Salamanders. See where the Red Salamanders go. Dak, Saquon, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, Scary Terry McLaurin, Jonnu Smith, Thielen, Cooper, Williams, Chase Davis, Fournette, Laviska Shenault Jr. Jalen Waddle. All right, I'm on the clock. Mahomes, Najee Harris, Robinson, Adams, Godwin, Higbee, Carson, Bucks D, Tucker, Judy, Henderson, Stafford, Callaway. And then we'll go for Browns D. Thank you. Thank you. Wanted that defense for quite some time. So now I got Bucks and the Browns. I feel good about that. All right, Vikings D, Saints D go right after. I knew that was going to buck a trend. Debo Samuel. All right, Bird Gang. Still got some good names left on the board. I was so happy to get Cleveland D. I knew if I didn't grab Cleveland D sooner than later, that was going to be one. I had my eye on that one for quite some time. I usually like to run 2 defenses so that way I can kind of swap depending on the matchup. But sometimes you just don't know when certain players are going to be there. And hey, Zini Panini, I can't leave certain ones out there. We think alike. You stole Devontae Smith from me, so I had to get that Browns D. I'm always one step ahead of the curve, baby. All right. BG on the clock. Kyler Murray, McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Metcalf, Woods, Thomas, Johnson, Washington D. Butker, Smith, Boyd, Harris, Hooper, Packers D. All right, Bird Gang. Justin Fields. Packers D. Okay. Okay. Chiefs D by Profit. Okay, I see you. Team hit on the board. All right, Matt Gay. Okay. Got yourself a kicker there. Dirty Birds is up. See where you go. We got Marvin Jones, Shark, Samuel, Mike Williams, Sony Michel, Henry Ruggs, James Conner, Melvin Gordon. All right, Hunter Henry taking off the board. Let's see here. Where do I want to go? I am going to go a smart pick because obviously I got a lot of these Rams players, right? So if you look, I got Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Higbee, Carson, Buxton, Tucker, right? And then I got Judy. I got Henderson, right? So if I got Henderson, who else am I going to take? I'll take Sony Michel. So that way I can rotate back and forth depending on who they're going to start. Thank you. Should have blocked me, whoever that was towards the end. So now I got either the number 1 or number 2 there. Yeah, a lot of them are obviously on that week 11 bye. A lot of Rams, Sony Michel, and obviously with Stafford and Henderson and Judy and Higbee. But hey, that way I know I'm going to get the first guy or the second guy. Maybe Sony Michel's a starter. Maybe Henderson's the goal line. Either one, I got them both. So that was a win-win for me right there. Huge, huge pick for me. Greg DeLeg. Team Memopolis. You are on the board. And we'll review all of these. Once we get done with the draft. And everyone has done very well. I don't think I've really seen too many people reach. You know what I mean? Everyone's got their favorites on where they're going for. I mean, this draft, I went Davante Adams, which I normally would have went running back. I waited a long time to get a tight end, but I know I can manufacture extra points having Mahomes and Davante Adams, so I'm not worried about it. I mean, I can end up getting extra 5 or 10 with Mahomes to make up for my tight end. And a lot of the tight ends started going off the board first. So I wanted to kind of address some of the other positions that I had. So I'm not worried about that. Trey Lance off the board. Marvin Jones off the board for Savage Gang. San Francisco Treats. You are up. Still a lot of talent left on the board. DJ Shark, Curtis Samuel, Mike Williams, Henry Ruggs, Connor Gordon, Jamal Williams, Zach Moss. Still a lot of talent left on the board. All right, Dolphins defense selected by San Francisco Treats. BMO's on the board. All right, see where BMO goes. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Diggs, Kupp, Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson, Ravens D, Gano, Mike Davis, Michael Thomas, Trevor Lawrence, Patriots D, Landry. Lots of good wide receivers still left on the board. James Atemaneta Kana selected. Getting close and close to the end of the draft. Round 16 of 16 here. Appreciate every single one of y'all hanging out with your boy. DK Metcalf and Kenny Golladay for Justin Jefferson and Robert Woods, Ryan. Golladay gets hurt. Metcalf is a stud. Justin Jefferson is a stud. So Jefferson and Metcalf kind of cancel each other out. And Robert Woods and Golladay they kind of cancel each other out too. I mean, they're both pretty good. Both get kind of hurt from time to time. It's tough. Jared Cook selected at tight end by Team BMO with his last pick. See where San Francisco Treats goes. Rodgers, Chubb, Mostert, Claypool, Cooks, Andrews, Pitts, Melvin Gordon. Okay. Savage Gang ends up getting Sanders, Memopolis, Robbie Gold. Getting yourself a kicker. 2 kickers for Team Memopolis. Red Salamanders. Jalen Waddle. And you're still on the clock. All right, Giants defense. All right, so let's take a look at the Northwest Sports Fanatics here. We got Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Davante Adams, Godwin. We got Higbee, Carson, Buccaneers, Justin Tucker. So obviously the weak spot is Higbee, but I got Mahomes and I got Devontae Adams to make up for that. Then on the bench, we got Jerry Jeudy, we got Henderson, we got Stafford. Callaway, we saw what Jameis Winston did with him. Of course, I'm going to grab someone like that. Browns D to back up my Bucks D. Sony Michel to back up Henderson. And at this point, I mean, if you look at the talent, Shark would be worth, grabbing. He looks like he'd be pretty nice. Let's take a look here. You still got Big Ben on there. No one believes in Big Ben, I guess. Running backs, you still got a few of those. Obviously, I could get another tight end just for fuck's sake. And I'm going to go with Anthony Ferkser because what Jonnu Smith did with Ryan Tannehill, Jonnu Smith now is on New England. So if you look at the points, 121.5, I think Ferkser could be a sleeper top 12 tight end. And obviously, if I got Higbee, I'm going to need to rotate between two guys. So hopefully between him and the other, this should be working out for me. Even though there's other guys that are a little bit better at wide receiver. So let's go with Anthony Ferkser, maybe the sleeper of the draft that I got besides Callaway.
Quick, make your pick.
Anthony Ferkser. So I ended up getting my tight ends. Wanted to get someone a little bit better, but I think getting a tight end there right at the end, that's going to work out wonderfully for me. Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Higbee, Carson, Bucks D, Tucker, Jeudy, Henderson, Stafford, Callaway, Browns D, Sony Michel to go with Henderson, and then Ferkser to substitute with Higbee and obviously Ferkser. So that could be huge. Arsonius, $35. Oh my God. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you, man. Bang! Appreciate being picked in your league this year, my dude. This year is looking pretty sweet. And before you go, I'll review the teams here real quick. Thank you so much, man. Sometimes I don't get a lot of donations. Sometimes I won't get any donations. So for you to do something like this that you always do, Bang Bang Niner Gang, it means a lot to me. Thank you so much, man. Yeah. And if I can have you in the league next year, I'll have you in the league as well. $35. Arsonius, one of my OG ride or dies. Thank you, man. Thank you. And like I said, I'll put that back up on the board as well. $35. And now the draft is complete. Let's see here. So obviously I can see that. I just want to go to everyone's team here real quick. If you guys are still in the board, let's go through all of them here real quick. All right. So we got a BG, Bird Gang. She won it last year. Okay. You got Kyler Murray. All right. Christian McCaffrey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, DK Metcalf, Robert Woods, Logan Thomas, Deontay Johnson, Washington defense, Harrison Butker, and we got, who we got? We got, Devontae Smith, the Heisman winner, Tyler Boyd, avoid the Boyd. We got Harris, Hooper, Packers D, Fields, and McManus, a pretty damn good draft. All right, next one. Profit, Herbert, Cook, Kareem Hunt, Jefferson Evans, Waller, Moore, Steelers D, Myers, Marshall, Gronk, Zach Wilson, Hardman, Debo Samuel, Chiefs D, Henry Ruggs. I like it. All these drafts have got some quality pieces in it. It's all going to be really about injuries. Team hit. Tannehill, my boy. I love Tannehill. Oh, Zini Panini, I know you do with the donations. You always take care of me. Arsonius with $35. That's love right there. Appreciate you. And I know Zini, you'll get me. Tannehill, AK-41, Gibson, Brown, Keenan Allen, Fant, Edwards, Broncos D, Gay, Swift, Hurts, Galladay, Gesicki, Juju, Saints D, Curtis Samuel. Team hit. All right. Dirty Birds. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, DeAndre Hopkins, Ridley, Tanyan, Tyler, get to the door and lock it, Bills D, Koo, Higgins, Edmonds, Kirk Cousins, Sutton, Vikings D, Hunter Henry, and Bass. Okay, let's keep going as we're scrolling down everyone's team here, if it lets me. Come on now. There we go. Northwest Sports Fanatics. All right. You got to be coming for Bird Gang and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. All right, here we go. Patrick Mahomes. And we'll put this back on the screen because that deserves to be on there. $35 by Arsonius, my dude. We got Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Godwin, Higbee at tight end, Carson at the flex, Bucks D, Justin Tucker, Jerry Jeudy, Henderson, Stafford, Callaway, who we saw the Saints blow up with Jameis in that preseason, Browns D to back up Bucks, Sony Michel to back up Henderson, and then Ferkser, my sleeper. I think that him and Callaway are going to do big things, and Ferkser could be my Jonnu Smith of this season. I'll rotate Higbee in there. Like that. The Salamanders. We got Dak Prescott, and let me take this off my face so you can see that. All right, next one. We got the Red Salamanders. We got Dak Prescott, Saquon Barkley, Jonathan Taylor, CeeDee Lamb, love him, Scary Terry McLaurin, love him. Jonnu Smith, Adam Thielen, Giants D, Greg the Leg, Amari Cooper, Williams, Chase, Davis, Fournette, Chenault, and Waddle. And as you can see in everyone's lineup, you got like one weak spot. You know, a lot of times it's kicker, defense, or tight end. You got one weak spot, and you just have to hope that your other guys make up for it. Team Memopolis, his first draft ever. Josh Allen, nice. Yeah, I would have picked him if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes. Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Tyreek the Freak Hill, nice. Antonio Brown, you went for a little bit high, but I think that he could do some things. George Kittle, Goddard, Rams D, Blankenship, Dylan, Brown, Hollywood Brown, Matt Ryan, Gallup, Ertz, Trey Lance, and Robbie Gould. Next up, Savage Gang. We got Tom Brady, Zeke Elliott, David Montgomery, Allen Robinson, Julio Jones, Travis Kelce, Brandon Ayuk, however you want to pronounce it, Colts D, Sanders, Gaskin, Fuller, Odell Beckham Jr., Trey Sermon, Russell Gage, Burrow, and Marvin Jones. Frisco Treats, Aaron Rodgers, Nick Chubb, Mostert, Claypool, Cooks, Andrews, Pitts, Niners D, Suck Up Rojo, Cole Beasley, Drake, Baker Mayfield, Devontae Parker, Dolphins D, and Melvin Gordon the third. And last but not least, Team BMO. Russell Wilson, Aaron Jones, Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, TJ Hawkinson, Robbie Anderson, Ravens D, Graham Gano, Mike Davis, Michael Thomas in a sleeper pick down late, Trevor Lawrence, Patriots D, Jarvis Landry, James Conner, and Jared Cook. So I'm not sure who had the best draft overall, but all of them look fantastic. I can't lie. I mean, there's weaknesses on everyone's team that has like one spot that's a little bit weak. Like if you look at Bird Gang's team, the one spot that you could say that might be a little weak on the team, maybe the Deontay Johnson, the flex, or the Logan Thomas, or the Robert Woods. But I mean, those guys are good. So you could say that looking at that, but I like it, right? Different with Profit. Let's look at Profit's team. The main weakness on Profit's team might be Jason Myers at kicker. DJ Moore at the flex, nothing wrong with that, but it might be that particular spot, but you got other options there. Team Hit. Let's see. You got maybe having, Gus Edwards at the flex, but that might be a really good spot because I don't think that's a weakness because he's going to be taking J.K. Dobbins' spot. So it might be Broncos D, but Broncos D might be pretty damn good too. So as you can see, some of the weaknesses aren't even really weak. They're just maybe people are sleeping on those spots, right? Then you look at this team with the Dirty Birds, right? Maybe you could say it would be a Tanyan, maybe, but I mean, Tanyan was the man last year, so why is that a weak spot? It shouldn't be. But normally it's kicker or defense or tight end. That's usually where your weak spot is. On mine, it's easy to see it's Higbee and obviously Ferkser, but I feel with Mahomes, Najee Harris, James Robinson, Devontae Adams, Bucks D. I got Justin Tucker, number 1, number 2, Bucks number 1 defense. I mean, I got Devontae Adams, number 1 wide receiver, Mahomes, number 1 quarterback. So I think I can make up for having a Higbee, even if he throws up a 5, or with Ferkser, but I'm hoping that some of those guys can do a good job for me and just keep. And then when there's wire guys, I can pick up some of those as well. Salamanders, weak spot on that squad. Maybe their Giants defense, Greg the Leg, when you're looking at that spot there, but they can get better players as the season goes along. With this one, you're looking at, let's see here. Allen, Eckler, Jacobs, Hill. This one with Team Memopolis, your weak spot's probably, my boy, fly like a butterfly, sting like AB, Antonio Brown as your wide receiver too. But like I said, he could end up doing some big things this year. He's on my team, I should know. Savage Gang, you look at the team, you look at the weak spot, might be the flex position or the Colts defense, but probably not. Or Sanders, the kicker. Probably, I would say Sanders, the kicker might be, but he's pretty good. Frisco Treats, Mostert at number 2. People might say that, but you got Niners D, Suck Up. Obviously, being on my Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he's definitely reliable. But any weak spot can also be replaced by someone on the bench or as the season goes along with injuries. And then as you look at Team BMO, maybe the one weak spot on the roster there, maybe Graham Gano. But all the other spots look pretty solid. And like I said, everyone's got weak spots. On mine, it's tight end. But like I said, I got a number 1 wide receiver in Devontae Adams, number 1 quarterback in Patrick Mahomes, number 1 defense in the Bucks, and a number 1, number 2 kicker in Justin Tucker. So I think that will make up for my tight end maybe not being a Mark Andrews or a Darren Waller. I should be able to make up some of the points. So I appreciate every single one of y'all hanging out with your boy. The draft was a lot of fun. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. Arsonius, $35, my boy. always representing the channel, always representing your boy. $35. I'm hyped for the season. I'm hyped for you guys too. I hope we have a competitive fantasy football draft season. I know we will. Love you, and I appreciate you guys very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go back and look at your lineup because you know everyone's going to. And like I said, I love you and I appreciate you. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. The NWSF Fantasy Football Draft of 2021 is complete. Bang! With my boy Arsonius, $35. Zini Panini, Mimopoulos, Dylan Rona, Hybrid, all of y'all in the building. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the best fans on planet Earth. And I'll see you guys very soon on Thursday, unless I end up doing a video tomorrow, Thursday, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. My team, okay, with the Derek Brooks jersey on I got on right now versus the Dallas Cowboys. We damn boys, hop in the room, join your boy for one of the exciting spots. Zini Panini, I'll answer that real quick. Let's go to your team real quick before I go. So the weak spot, everyone's got a weak spot because it's just that's how it goes in fantasy. Usually it's your tight end, your kicker, or your defense. As I'm looking at your team, Kyler Murray, I had him last year. You know that. CMC, great. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I had him last year. Great. DK, you had him last year. Robert Woods at a wide receiver 2, Logan Thomas, Deontay Johnson, Washington D. Butker. So your question marks that you're going to be questioned on week in and week out will be Robert Woods, Logan Thomas, and Deontay Johnson. They're not bad spots, but you also have Devontae Smith, avoid the Boyd. I mean, you got other guys that you can substitute in there. Like I said, so I don't really think they're weak spots. You got really top heavy with McCaffrey, Metcalf, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Kyler Murray. You got Washington D, right? Butker at kicker, number 1, number 2 kicker with my guy, Justin Tucker. So the only 3 spots that you're going to rotate are probably Woods, Thomas, and Johnson throughout the season. Try to find someone better than Thomas, but you might not need to. And Woods and Johnson, you'll rotate with Smith and maybe some other wide receivers that end up on the wire. But overall, you had a good draft. Everyone did. So I appreciate you guys. Arsonius, Zini Panini, Mimopoulos, Dylan Rona. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Arsonius with the big donation. $35. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I got one question for you. Who you know talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. And I'm out. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. Peace. This was a blast. Gang.